Check this out.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Countdown is go at T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Here's your host, Tim Scott.
This is the gateway to the magic. You never know when the show is starting, everybody. This is a full-fledged family edition of those who chose to be on the show today.
It's not that she didn't choose to be on the show. She's got other obligations.
I know.
Wait, you
let's
guys
do
had a choice?
What's that?
You guys had a choice?
Well,
I was told to be here.
that's right. And you showed up. That's on you. We're, of course, joined by my lovely wife, Dawn.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent. This is going to be an exciting show. Joined by my lovely son.
Hello.
And our lovely... Oh, by the way, my lovely son, Steven, but I didn't say the name. Mm-hmm. Our lovely relatively brand new daughter-in-law, Emily.
Yay.
Hello.
Oh, this is an exciting show. And my other lovely daughter, Mackenzie, is tutoring.
Yes, she was celebrating down at Disney World. She passed Calculus 3, and she has one more math class to go, differential equations, and decided to get a jump start on it. So the tutor that we have is working with her right now to get her a little jump start on differential equations.
Right. But we're here to do a kind of a trip review report because we all just got back. We took a 4-day park trip, 4 days in the parks. Mm-hmm. It was a good trip. I didn't mention it really at all before we went because we didn't know for the longest time if we were even going to be really going.
Right.
And I'd hate for anybody to coordinate any plans or plan on meeting up and then, hey, we're not there.
Exactly. We were very, very fortunate to be able to go.
So, and actually, you guys just got out of Dodge before all the airline issues started happening.
One day before all the airline issues, we got so lucky. Our flight was delayed about 2 or 2.5 hours going home, but I'll take a 2.5 hour delay over a cancellation any day.
We did. So the plans were like this. Mackenzie and I drove down. I picked her up at school. Mm-hmm. We drove down. You guys flew down. You guys flew down on Spirit Airways.
We love Spirit.
Now, every time I mention Spirit or I post something about Spirit, people ask, do you like Spirit? Was Spirit a good flight? Because I've heard bad things about Spirit. How was Spirit for everybody's trip going down?
Relatively easy. It was nice since you took all the bags in the van. We didn't have to check any luggage. We checked in through the app, so it was just TSA and go. So had a friend drop us off up there. Plane seats. I mean, is there really a comfortable plane seat out there? I mean, is there really?
Yeah, the big comfy seats up front, those were comfortable. But that's not where we were.
We weren't there.
Not going down. So, but, it was fine. I've never had a bad flight on Spirit, and we've flown Spirit several times now. And I think especially since COVID, there's a lot of enhanced cleaning. So I'm finding the plane very clean. The restroom was very clean. So I think we were good.
I had the window seat, stole it from my wife, so I was very comfortable on the way down.
Oh, let's go into this. Emily, how do you feel about getting the window seat stolen?
I was not thrilled.
Oh.
I was not thrilled at all. I got put in the middle, but it's fine because I got the window seat on the way back.
That's right. And we did. We upgraded on the way back to the big comfy seats.
Yes.
They sent out a thing that said upgrade for a certain dollar amount. And so we just decided to do it because it had been I don't want to say a long several days, but we were tired. And so we just jumped on that opportunity, and that was really nice.
How much was the upgrade?
I don't remember.
It was $60
per seat.
Oh, I don't think it was that much. Was it?
Yeah, I thought 48 and 60. I don't know which ones we took. It wasn't.
I think 48.
It wasn't bad.
I think it might have been
definitely worth it.
It was. It was definitely worth it for the way back. On the way there, you're excited. On the way back, you're tired. I needed that, especially because we sat on the plane for quite a while before we left. There was some paperwork issue, I guess, but
that plane came from El Salvador, some customs thing.
Oh. Yeah, so it took a little while, but that's okay. We got home. It was good.
All right, so we got down. I took the Honda Odyssey Express home.
Yes, you did.
But we had a good flight. We made it to Georgia for the night right before about the time you guys left. It was weird.
Yeah, you guys were out of Florida before we were.
Yeah, so crazy. And then I looked up on the flight map. You guys kind of flew right over us, by the way. At someone.
Oh, did we?
At least you were supposed to. Anyway, so Emily, this is your first time to Disney in a while, wasn't it? When was the last time you were there?
I was in first grade.
Oh my!
I know. So, how old are you in first grade?
About 6.
6. Yeah.
6, 7.
So this was my first time back. Oddly enough, some things like triggered my memory to remember.
Okay.
Like Space Mountain. That triggered my memory. I remember being on that at 6 years old and I was terrified. What else did we go on that I said that? I said that about Splash Mountain.
Okay.
That triggered. And then
I think Peter Pan was it.
I don't think it was Peter Pan.
No, I'll try.
Yeah, you did. I think it was. I don't know. I can't remember now. Oh, Tower of Terror.
Oh, okay.
Because I went on that when I was 6 years old, and my aunt could not believe that I went on that at 6 years old.
You must not have known what it was. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, she wanted to go to all the princess shows. Like, she thought that I was going to be, like, really into that, which I was, but I wanted to go on the big roller coasters.
Gotcha.
And, like, the thrill rides.
Little daredevil there.
Yeah. And it probably helped that my cousin was with us. He's going to be 30 in July, so he's just a few years older than I am. But he wanted to go on all that stuff, too, so I wanted to go on it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. So everyone got picked up at the airport. We stayed at the Pop Century Resort Hotel.
Yes, we did. This time we stayed in the 70s building. No, we stayed in the 50s building this time.
Yes, you recall our last trip down, we stayed in Pop, and we were probably in the most furthest away you could get from anything building, which was what was that?
90s.
90s.
But it was quiet.
It was quiet. This time we were as far as away you could get on the other side of the building, other side of the resort, but we were a little closer to the Skyliner, I thought. So that
And it was
kinda
not
nice.
quiet.
It was not as quiet.
No.
That was mainly due to neighbors.
I'm like, if you're
Besides.
at a hotel, assume somebody next to you is asleep. They may not have the same exact sleep habits that you have. I will never understand that. How many times they bang their door open and shut and open and shut. I was like, good grief, knock it off.
Right.
So, I mean, I always try to be super considerate, especially like early in the morning, late at night, but our neighbors were not so much.
No, they didn't care. They did not care.
No. That was the only annoying thing.
If it makes you feel better, it was really quiet in our room.
Shut up. I know, you guys have
Although,
a quiet
truth be
room.
told, we were supposed to be real close to you guys, which we were, but we weren't right next to each other. We were on the end room, and they were on the other end room on the other side. So basically, our bathrooms touched.
Yeah.
So they got the quiet end of the resort,
Yeah, they did.
but
That's all right. We still love Pop. I love their new rooms, the new room layout still. I think I went into that the last time we did our trip report, but yeah, it's just well laid out.
I'd like to know what the newlyweds thought about their room at the resort.
I mean, it's a standard hotel room. It was really comfy. The bed was really nice. A lot bigger than I remember, but I hadn't been to Disney in, gosh, I don't know, probably 18 maybe. I mean, it's been probably 6-7 years since I've been there. So the rooms were a lot bigger, but I like the Skyliner being that close. It was really easy just to walk out, head over to Epcot Epcot or Hollywood, whichever one. So that was really nice. But I mean, how much time do you really spend in a hotel room when you're on vacation? I mean, we weren't there. We slept when we were at parks, sun up to sundown pretty much. So
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, it's a nice hotel room.
True.
Yeah.
True. So let's go into this. We'll just get into it right now. I was going to get into that when we used it, but what'd you guys think of the Skyliner?
I was convinced our cabin, is that what they're called? Gondolas, whatever. Every time it got to the station, I was convinced we were going to hit the gondola in front of us.
Right.
I don't know if that's part of the experience or not.
It's thrilling.
I mean, it was this, but I mean, obviously no issues. That's the first time I've been on them. Last time I was there, I don't think they were even in existence yet.
No.
So, I mean, it was nice to be able to, instead of trying to hit a bus or go drive over, it was just hit the gondola and go. And they're laid out pretty well. I think the only thing the gondola doesn't go to is the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom.
Correct.
But being able to go from Pop Century to either Hollywood or Epcot in, 10 minutes was really nice.
Yeah. We really, really liked them the first time we used them last March.
Yes.
It's awesome.
We were always concerned that they were going to be hot or stuffy, but far from it.
No, they had the little windows open at the very top. So, I mean, just air flows in. I mean, it was almost refreshing. I mean, the first day there, we left Ohio, it was 26 degrees. We get down there, it's 86. So I forgot it was December half the time I was there. Had it not been for the Christmas the Christmas decorations, I wouldn't have known.
Emily, did you enjoy the Skyliner?
I did. They were very refreshing. To be able to sit after like a long day, or I enjoyed how they didn't pack them full of people. Like when it was just Steven and I, like I think we got put with people twice. So that was kind of nice to have our own. I assumed that they would just pack them full because
well, that happened to us. The one time, I mean, I don't mind being with other people, but you know, I think the cast members really need to look and see, okay, there's not a long line. You know, it's still COVID out there. If it's not a long line, put everybody in their own gondola. That's what they were doing in March. Now they're putting people together, which, you know, that's fine, whatever. But there was not a long line. And we probably should have said, no, we'll wait. But you don't want to upset a cast member. They're just doing their job. But they put a family of 4 with a big old stroller in a gondola and then put us in there. There was, you guys were with us then too. And so it was us and Mackenzie. So there was 5 of us, this family of 4. I know it's supposed to seat 10, but not with a big old stroller in the way. We couldn't get our knees around. It was just very uncomfortable. And it's not like there was a huge line behind us, maybe 2 or 3 other families behind us. You know, it wouldn't have taken any time at all for them to just say, go into the next one. Because those Skyliners move very, very quickly.
They are so efficient.
They are. So the cast members kind of need to, I mean, it's been open long enough that they need to stop and think what is best for our guest. And clearly, whatever the person's cast member's name was not thinking. She was just thinking, get these people out of here. I want to go home.
People got to move.
Yeah, that was the only time I was not happy.
That happened to us too. It was the end of the night. I forget where we were coming from. Epcot. So it was just Steven and I, and they put like a family of 6 with us.
Yeah.
And then I think the next night there wasn't a long line. Maybe like 4 other families, but they were small. No little kids, no strollers or anything like that. And we got put with someone else maybe, but that was the only time that it was just Steven and I. So I don't know. It was just kind of nice. But I enjoyed them, and the water was nice and pretty and to look over, and
nice.
It was nice.
Yep.
Fantastic. So our first day, got you at the airport. We're back at the resort. Was I believe Animal Kingdom Day.
Yes.
What was everybody's favorite thing in the Animal Kingdom that day?
Well, so how did they got rid of the extra magic hours, did they not? What are they now?
In the morning, if you're a resort guest, you can get in anywhere from a half hour to an hour. Depending on the park, depending on the time of year, whatever. I think their first day was a half hour ahead of time. The other ones were hour.
I think they just changed it after that first day.
They did. They changed it. So we were there. The evening magic hours is only for deluxe resort guests.
That's stupid. But going back to the Animal Kingdom, I have a lot of gripes about Disney since I've last been there. We'll get to all of them.
Oh, let's go. Go, boy, go.
But we were able to ride Expedition Everest twice in like a 15-minute span with that extra half hour thing. The 2 of us and Mackenzie just kind of went ahead. I know you're not a big roller coaster guy, and I know you're not.
I was having issues of vertigo the entire trip. It started the Monday before we left, so I was just that was not a good time to have that episode happen. But
so Everest, obviously wasn't a great choice for you.
No,
we were able to just walk right up there, and I would have ended up in the wrong country or continent, however they have Animal Kingdom up. Thank God Mackenzie knows where she's going. She just goes right, left, right, straight, left. I mean, she knew how to get there. So, we were able to walk right on, and, literally there was no line. We just walked right on. And then we waited probably 15 minutes, for the second line. When we came out the second time, the line was up to like 50 minutes. We're like, all right, so we're not doing that a third time. Then I think we went over to Dinosaur. Is that right?
Yes.
And then Emily wouldn't go on the Cali River Rapids with me. Kind of upset about that.
Well, she's smart.
It's fine. I wanted to do it. And then I think that was did the Safari.
Yes.
And that, I think that was Emily's favorite.
The Safari was my favorite one. Our, what do you call it? Like tour guide?
Tour guide.
Yeah, our tour guide was so funny, and she was so nice, and she knew a lot about all the animals and what is it? Jungle Cruise?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, like she
Apparently,
knew.
there's this feud between the
Yeah.
safari people and the Jungle Cruise
Yeah.
Who
people.
knew, but I love it.
I didn't know.
I know. And it was just funny. Like, she knew a lot about Jungle Cruise, and then she just kept bashing him the whole time, and it
That's
was
right.
funny. And
She would say, hey, our animals are real.
and
That's right.
and I think everyone in our bus and our little Jeep thing enjoyed her jokes too, because everyone laughed.
Oh,
and
for
stuff,
sure.
so-
She was probably one of the best guides we'd ever had.
Yeah, it was really fun. I wish I knew her name. But
Yeah.
that was my favorite. The animals were very active.
They were.
Yeah, they were probably the most active I'd ever seen them.
Yeah, we got really close to the giraffe, the hip.
Oh yeah, the hippo
were
walked right
there.
across the
Yeah.
road.
And then the elephants. Yeah, it was all fun. That was my favorite part. And the kite show.
Yeah,
The
that
kite
was a
show was really
surpriser.
fun.
That was
And
surprising.
They did like jet skis and yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I liked it. Went to music, so
I was surprised how much I liked that.
that was one of my faves. I think.
Yeah, Mackenzie wanted to do something new, so we watched the kite show.
I'm not really a big show person at Disney at all, but the kites were a lot of fun. I mean, I did not
They were
realize-
beautiful.
I mean, I don't know how much practice it takes to coordinate that on jet skis of all things.
I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, I was really impressed. And it was really cool that they were able to set it to music while going with jet skis the whole time. I was really impressed. It was really cool. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah. So,
I like how they had the little crash landing area over there without anybody sitting in it. Like, this is our
Yeah.
target area.
they hit it every time. They did a
did.
great job.
They did.
So then we went back to the resort. I think we took a quick little nap because
Yes,
we were
we did. I don't
tired.
think the kids did. Did you guys
Yeah.
take a nap?
I think they did. You guys.
I think the first day we went
Yeah.
back,
First
day you
just,
did,
I mean,
yes.
the first day is always, you're excited to get there. You kind of get moving quick, and then you kind of hit that little wall.
Yeah.
you
Well, we
know.
were up late and then up early, so
Yeah.
that's what did it. But then we went to Hollywood Studios in the evening.
Yes, we did.
So
Did everybody enjoy the Christmas decorations? Did you pay any attention to the Christmas decorations when we were there?
So I think on the last day, you guys went around the resorts and looked at their decorations.
yes,
Emily took a picture of every Christmas tree at every park.
good.
Had to have that. I like that they didn't overpower it. Almost, it was never overpowered. Of like, it is Christmas, you will enjoy it. I mean, they had the reefs hung up, the trees throughout the park, but it was never like overpowered of
Like
too
over the
much.
top in your
Yeah.
face. Yeah, it
No,
was good. They're
there,
very tasteful.
It was nice to. I mean, I'd never been there during December, so I never gotten to see the decorations or anything. So it was nice that it wasn't just in your face the entire time.
Yeah. So what was your favorite thing at Hollywood Studios?
I like a lot of stuff at Hollywood Studios. I didn't get to do is it Mickey's Railway? Or
We
I
didn't
didn't get to
either
do that.
this time. It was so cute.
So, I mean, I'd never been on it. I mean, last time I was there was the Great Movie Ride. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry you missed it because it was cute. Guess we'll just have to go back.
no problem there.
It's not going anywhere.
I mean, I enjoyed the Tower of Terror. I haven't been on the Tower of Terror since I was young. I mean, I'm talking like maybe 11, 12. Mm-hmm. Emily had to go on it. So we go, and, it takes you up there and, teases you because it opens the window and says, oh, look at this great view. And then you drop. And then your butt leaves the seat. Well, then it takes you back up, and for some reason, my butt still didn't hit the seat. So, I mean, I'm in this like weird crouch position, unable to physically move for the 35-second duration of this ride. Very thrilling. Enjoyed it a lot. I think we only did Tower of Terror once. We did the Rock and Roller Coaster twice, though, maybe 3 times.
Twice. We did the Rock and Roller Coaster twice. We did Tower of Terror once because of we had Lightning Lane for that, and then when we got off, we were going to do it again, but it was a 2-hour wait for Tower of Terror, so we did not wait in line to do that again. I don't know what else my favorite thing was. We went there. We went to Hollywood Studios like 3 times, so I enjoyed it. I think my favorite was probably. I think Tower of Terror, because we also were in the elevator with probably 8 little kids, so it was hilarious watching them. So that was fun. Yeah, I think that was my favorite park overall, though.
Oh, I think Hollywood Studios this time was my favorite as well.
I mean, half the fun of Disney's just people watching, and when you get on those big rides with little kids, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
We did get to do the Star Wars Smuggler's Run. We found out that in pressure situations, my wife does not handle it well.
Oh.
Did not handle the flying very well at all.
Neither does your dad.
So apparently,
I was doing great, by the way.
So, we went, it was just the three of us. It was just myself, Emily, and Mackenzie. And, sometimes, like, for Mission Space over in Epcot, if you don't, like, hit the button in time, well, it just says, oh, we'll hit this button for you then, like a little autopilot type thing. Well, Smuggler's Run doesn't have that. And we asked, is it possible to fail this? Because there's only three of us and there's 6 seats. So, I mean, like, we're down 2 engineers and a second gunner. So we're already at a major disadvantage here.
We're already in a hole.
So, and they're like, oh, yeah, you can fail. The one cast member we had, she's very helpful. Because she's like, you're the first person to ever ask if it's possible to fail. And I'm like, well, I just want to know what I'm getting myself into. I'm a competitive guy. I like to win. And she said you always get the first canister regardless of what happens or whatever you're trying to get. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you can fail. I believe our success percentage, they told us we did 16% good.
Yay.
So we struggled. we did not do well.
Is that where Toy Story Land is?
Yes.
That was my favorite.
Yes.
That's why. I could not remember where that was, but that was my favorite. Speaking of failing, Toy Story Mania. Steven kicked my butt, 4 times?
3 times.
3 times? 3 times out of the 3 times that we went on. Very sad we did not get to go on the Slink Dog ride.
Yeah, could not find lightning lane for that.
There was no lightning lane for that, and the wait was never under 100 minutes.
Yeah.
So we didn't wait in line for it, but hopefully next
Guess we'll have to go back.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll have
There
to
you go.
And you guys actually did alien swirling saucers also.
We did.
Yeah, we did that probably 5 times, I think. It was
So fun.
I mean, it's a really fun, kind of cute little ride, and it was nice because I don't think the wait was ever more than half an hour when we were there.
Yeah.
I mean, for being there in December, and we were there 4 days before Christmas, 3. I mean, the lines were not bad at all.
No.
I don't know if it's a mix of COVID or if everyone just goes for the week of Christmas. I'm sure that probably played some part of it, but the lines were never. I never looked at the line and said, "Wow, it would never be that bad in August." I mean, it was just kind of standard lines for everything,
Yeah.
which was nice.
I miss doing the alien swirling saucers, but I thought with the vertigo, I just better pass on that.
Not a good idea for you at that time.
No. So then Sunday we went to Epcot, which is also,
Epcot.
I mean, I love Hollywood Studios. I also love Epcot. There's so much to love at Disney.
You can love more than one park.
I can love more than one park. So
Let's talk about Ratatouille. Because it amazes me.
Ratatouille did me in. I was already having really bad vertigo that day. We had, we got a boarding group for Ratatouille, for Remy's Ratatouille. And I just didn't want to miss it because it was new. I wanted to experience it. Mm-hmm. I did great on Living with the Land. Soarin', I probably should have skipped, but I didn't because I love Soarin'. And then we did some other things. And then we did Remy's Ratatouille ride. And that did me in. But that being said, I really, really loved it. Had I not been having vertigo episodes, I really, really loved it. It was really super cute.
This is the first time I'd seen one of the trackless rides, and I know you had kind of talked about them when you went. I'd be up here, coaching baseball or whatnot. So I was it kind of freaked me out in a way because the one night they'll be like, all right, you 3 on 4, you 2 on 5. Okay, cool. So we're sitting down, we're waiting, and this little ride car just comes right out of nowhere. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason how these things work, or at least
there's no rhyme or reason. The Imagineers know how they work.
So I mean, that was kind of cool because then you didn't. Because I mean, I think the ride the ride doesn't change, but there's different little routes you can take, and so that was kind of cool. Especially with the 3D glasses, it amazes me they can make you feel how they do. Mm-hmm. And Emily and I go to Cedar Point usually once a year. Kind of a big theme park here in Ohio. And the roller coasters there never give me any motion sickness, any issues. But even Ratatouille at certain points is like, whoa, you're not moving, but you feel like you are. So I mean, it amazes me what Disney's able to do with this trackless stuff. It really amazes me.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ride was really cool. Kind of followed Remy as a chef, and then you got wet at one point because the mop throws things at you, and then it gets really hot because you're under the stove. So
you need to yell spoiler alert.
Yeah, really.
They'll be fine. Well, when we get to Rise of the Resistance, we'll give the spoiler. I have a lot of thoughts on that one.
Oh my goodness.
Good thoughts.
Oh, good thoughts.
So, well, you and I then peeled off the tour because I
needed some downtime.
I was horrendously ill at that time because the vertigo then gives me nauseousness and whatever. So the rest of the day was shot for me. I was in bed. So
we just had to shut it down.
I was done, which was sad, but that is what it was.
Right,
yeah. Exactly. So I mean, after you left, we stayed in the park. Mackenzie did whatever she was, I don't know. So Emily and I got a chance to do some of the drinks around the world at the World Showcase.
Oh, right.
And there was some.
You're excited about doing this, by the way.
I was very excited. And by no means am I a big alcoholic drinker, because I'm not. I drink a casual beer here and there, maybe a little bit of liquor, but not any like heavy drinking. Mm-hmm. And so we started in Morocco. I think it was just like the one country we were at, and there was like some of the drinks you look. There was one that was like, it was a frozen hot chocolate tequila malt. Some things just don't sound good on paper. That was one of them. But what I got was even worse. And the one nice thing Disney does is you can get like a little 6-ounce sample for like $5, or you can get like a full like beer for $10. So it was nice, $5 to try it. We got this like pomegranate beer, and it just sounds as gross as it sounds as gross as it is. I mean, it was bad. Just not for me. But Italy had a really good Pilsner, and then we got margaritas at Mexico, because you got to get a margarita at Mexico. Overall, I think we drank at 5 of the countries.
Okay.
And I think only in retrospect, I think it only costs like $40.
Okay.
I don't think, we kind of went to all the countries and looked, but a lot of the countries, it's just, with the type of alcohol they have in those countries, it just wasn't for me. I think like Japan was like sake or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like some things just don't interest me. That was one of them.
Gotcha.
But we did do Soarin'. I think, Emily, was your favorite ride Soarin'?
It was. That was my favorite. I didn't know what to expect. And I think Mackenzie tried to explain it to me, but I still didn't really know what to expect until I was on it. But we did that twice, I think. And I probably could have gone on it 4 times more if we had the time. That was my favorite.
That was good.
Now, did they change the Soarin' film they did?
Yes.
Okay, because that was another thing. I have not been there since I think 2014 or 2015. It's been a while. So there's a lot of new stuff that threw me off, and that was one of them. Where
probably should have forewarned you about that.
Well, I like not having the forewarn. That was a new film, and then they also changed Mission Space, and it used to be that Mars mission, and maybe the Mars thing is like we always go on the green, the non-spin for Mission Space. And so they changed the green ride. Now, I don't know if they changed orange. Maybe the spinning version is still the mission to Mars. But the green one was really nice. Kind of shot you around the world, and kind of took you through. Like you said, you're passing over the Hawaiian Islands. Now you're going over Asia. It's Japan. Countries at night. So it was really kind of cool to see the different countries and whatnot through the Mission Space. Atmosphere per se.
So what did you guys think about the park food so far on the trip?
It's a lot different than last time I was there. The last time it was, albeit, I think, is the mobile ordering like the new norm, or is that just kind of a COVID thing for crowd control?
I think it's sticking around. Because they were kind of having it before a little bit.
Were they?
Yeah.
For the most part, the park food is so much better than what I remember. Before, when I was there back in, again, 14, 15, it was a lot of just... it was like burger, fries, hot dog. Now, we had Mongolian beef while we were in Epcot at the land. Mm-hmm. I'm a big chicken strips guy. She got this really good salad when we were in the Magic Kingdom. The park food is very, very different in a good way. Much bigger variety, especially you have, some kids out there that are picky eaters. They still have the staple there.
Right.
But for the most part, the park food is so much better with the variety. So big fan of the new park food. Big fan. I like the variety they have.
It's very good.
That's some really good park food while I was there.
Now, did you get any of the Festival of the Holidays food around World Showcase where they had all the different food booths?
So we thought about it. There wasn't a lot of things that stuck out to us. I thought about getting the scallops in Canada.
Yeah.
I thought about it. They smelled really good, but I just never pulled the trigger on it. I should have. I wanted to.
We had tacos. From Mexico, and they were so good. I think we got...
I think they were
pork. They were pulled pork tacos with relish and homemade tortillas.
Okay.
They were so good. That's the only food that we got from around the world, though. Yeah. We didn't do any other food.
We didn't, because I wasn't feeling well. When I don't feel good, you don't go and get food or anything. We didn't, which is a big disappointment for me. So, because I generally love I loved it when we went. What did we go to in March? Which one was it?
Flower and Garden.
Flower and Garden. I love the food there.
I know.
I had the Mexican street corn.
Yes, we were going to go get more, and then something happened. We weren't able to get back and get more food.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
That needs another trip, by the way.
Yep.
Get that done.
So then Monday was our Hollywood Studio Day.
Yes.
Our official day, because we did get park hoppers, which is why we're able to go to different things. So we're back at Hollywood Studios, and today was the day that we did Rise of the Resistance. Only I did it because I didn't feel well.
And I didn't do it either because I was.
Because you stayed with me, and that was nice. I said you could go ahead and do it, but you stayed with me. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So what'd you think, Steven?
Yes. And is this where we give a spoiler alert? Because I'm going to talk all about this ride. So it's just like
just say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to, if you've not ridden,
you're probably the last one listening that's done it, by the way. But keep going.
That's fine. Well, this whole thing's a spoiler alert.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I haven't even seen the new movies. I've seen episodes 1 through 6. I mean, I have some buddies, with video games, will play the Star Wars video games online. But obviously, there's a very hardcore Star Wars community out there. The line, once you're there, is maybe 20 minutes, and they put you in this room, and, I don't even know the characters' names. There's a hologram that says, here's your mission. We need your help. All right, cool, thanks. There were probably at least 4 to 6 people there that were recording the entire ride. Like, they had, the GoPros, their phones. They're recording the whole thing, which I guess I get it. But, I mean, I also think you'd want to enjoy the ride versus worry about getting everything on camera.
Yeah, it probably wasn't their first time.
It might not have been. So we were there, and then the door opens, and props to the cast members. They play their role perfectly.
Yes.
And the guy comes in and he goes, the Resistance needs you. We got to go. And people were running, physically. I don't run, physically running. And keep in mind, we're running maybe 25 yards to this next thing. And so they run to this thing. They're waiting. Meanwhile, I'm walking in the back we're not doing this. And so they say, we're going to put you in the ship. You got to do. I don't even know what the mission was at this point. They put you in a little thing, and it's always comical the way Disney does it because they have this a very important secret mission. But here's your safety instructions. So they kind of put everyone situated, and the technology they use is just amazing. I mean, the way they do this, and so this part is what tripped me out because they put you in the ship, we'll call it, and then you feel like you're moving. Well, apparently you are actually moving.
Yes.
Because the same door opened. I thought we went in the door on the right, do your thing, and then I thought on the door on the left you'd go out. Okay, you got captured, whatever. So they say, we're going to be captured by, Starship. No one say wherever we're going. Okay, cool. So the door opens, and now you're in the middle of a starship, by the Empire. And that freaked me out because I didn't know we were moving. I didn't know.
Right.
All of a sudden, there's, 100 stormtroopers, the cast member that would play, they just play their role so good. I mean, the immersion they have, if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, you'll feel like you're there. I felt like I was there. I'm not even a big Star Wars guy. My only gripe with the ride is, okay, you're going to be interrogated. We're going to figure out the information. Well, I was waiting in line on a ride. I had to wait in line to move on to the ride. And so, the way they word it is, you're going to be processed for interrogation. So they want, I think they go for the interrogation aspect of waiting, which, I get it. It was, we waited maybe 5 minutes. It was not long at all. But I just thought it was funny that, you're waiting in line on the ride. And so eventually they say, remember your color. This is the last, door you're going to see. If you've ever seen the light of day again, last door. Okay. And so obviously, Star Wars got to have a happy ending on a ride. And so they, you get rescued by the Resistance, which is great. And, we're going to escape. We're going to escape. Here's your safety instructions. We are escaping. I don't have time to make sure my seatbelt is fastened. We got to go. And so it was one of those trackless things. And so you're kind of going through the starship. And again, I don't know how big this ride is. It felt massive. It really felt massive. The ride, I think, is an 18-minute experience, something like that.
Something like that. Yes.
The ride feels massive, and so they're trying to capture you and whatnot, and they put you in this escape pod. I don't think I've screamed as loud as this ever. Like, there are Cedar Point roller coasters don't make me scream. I was unprepared that Disney could make you feel like you're losing gravity falling into space. It was amazing. Against trackless stuff, and the thing just drops, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was screaming like a 5-year-old child because I just didn't expect it. And then, you get out, it's happy ending, and you get out and you leave. But the ride was really cool. I mean, the hardcore Star Wars fans there, I don't know if it really ruined it for me with, everyone recording everything. But I think for me, it's, why are you recording this? Like, just enjoy the ride. But I think that's my only gripe is other people just recording it. I mean, the ride is phenomenal. The experience they put together is just amazing. Yeah,
we were on Small World, and there was a lady that was recording every single thing on Small World, and she had her phone up like right in my line of sight. And so all I saw was the ride through her phone.
Right.
And, you can't ask people not to do that. But seriously, at this point in time, there are no less than thousands of videos on YouTube of every ride at Disney World. If you feel you must experience it again, go on YouTube and watch it. Just sit there and enjoy the experience. I'm an enjoy the experience kind of person, which is probably why we don't end up with many vacation videos, because we do just enjoy the experience. And I don't know, that's me. I'm sure there's other people that know they want to capture every moment, but I'd like to really know from those people who are the capture every moment people, how many times they truly go back and watch those videos.
Right. I'm guessing a lot of it is just to post it on YouTube, and if you have a big time YouTube channel, you monetize it. It's income, which I get, but not everyone recording all these rides is monetizing videos.
No, they're just doing it because they want to capture the moment. But there's something to be said. Just let yourself be immersed in the experience.
Just when you get off the thing, I don't know where the first ship in Rise of Resistance takes you. I don't know what the track is or how long it is. It felt like it was 3 to 4 minutes in this first ship. When you get out and you're in the Death Star, it's amazing. Yeah. I cannot speak highly enough of how well Disney did in recreating that, because that was absolutely unbelievable. I about crapped a brick. I was like, oh my gosh, it's here.
Well, there you go.
This is family friendly.
Well, that's why I said crap.
That's right. And
nice.
brick.
All right, so then our last day was Magic Kingdom Day.
Oh, do we want to mention our lunch real quick, though?
Aunt Elaine.
Aunt Elaine, we love you.
Went to 50s Primetime Cafe. Had the standard food, but it was more this time. It was, and it's always been about the experience there more than the food. Although the food's been really good,
phenomenal.
But who wants to talk about the experience at the table?
So, going with the food, I think they've had the same menu for how long? But they had this salmon special. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I don't know what was in the salmon or what they paired it with. No idea. But the salmon was really good, and then our server, aside from yelling at us for all being on our phones and how it's rotting our brain, keep your elbows off the table, which part of the experience. Our server had been there for, I think she said 47 years.
Yes, she'd worked at Disney for 47 years,
and she had she said she used to keep albums. She would take a photo with every family, kind of keep a photo album, and then she said she lost them somehow. I don't remember what.
I don't remember either.
But she says, can we take a picture and you post on this Facebook group? I was like, yeah, sure. And so I'm in the Facebook group now. And I think it's Aunt Elaine's 50s Primetime Cafe. But there's probably, when she's working, probably 3 to 6 families a day that post, came all the way from Texas, to have lunch with Aunt Elaine, or came from California. Yeah. And it's really kind of cool to see, all these people that just, post me. That's kind of one of the joys of social media. Just see, all these people that go. I think I got 15 likes in the Facebook page. Everyone's really kind of cool community. Everyone's there. Saw some people came from overseas and had lunch, with Aunt Elaine. So it was really cool how she organizes this, family album.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. So I think we went to Magic Kingdom that night. Did some things at Magic Kingdom, because I love the Magic Kingdom. That's my favorite park at night. Is the Magic Kingdom. It's so beautiful, all lit up. I'm glad that we did, because the next day we went back to Magic Kingdom, and dun, 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 it was a washout. It was cold and it was rainy.
I love the weather. And the only reason I say it, not that anyone likes being cold or rainy, but a lot of people, I'm guessing a lot of Florida residents probably have, if they're close to Orlando, they probably have that, annual pass thing for Florida residents. What was really nice, I thought, with the cold and everything, all those people from Texas and Georgia, Mississippi, Florida that were there, They weren't going out when it's 58 degrees and raining.
Nope.
It was a nice spring day for we Ohioans. So we were out there. I mean, the lines were really short. The indoor rides were pretty long. Like Fantasyland lines were long with Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh. Those were long just because you're under something. But we did. It was pouring rain. We did the Speedway, and I think Emily might be the worst driver ever.
Wow. Called out on the show. Emily, come on.
Thank you, Stephen. I am the worst driver in real life and on the Speedway. So I've gotten called the worst driver ever in real life and on the ride.
Oh my gosh. He didn't put a placard on the inside of your car that says, "Do not strike the car ahead of you," did he?
Yes. Well, I was too... Okay, first of all, I was probably the worst driver ever because I was laughing so hard that my eyes were shut. Because the steering wheel was not let me not hit the track. So it was like, dun, dun, dun. The whole time. But when Steven drove the next time, he was the worst driver
Oh,
Well, there you go.
more than me.
Oh, it was
so,
bad.
yeah.
It is hard to steer those cars.
Yes.
And those cars are designed for children, obviously. You have your mom or dad hit the pedal. When you're an actual driver, oh my gosh, it is difficult. Like the wheels are either not responsive at all or way too responsive. I mean, I don't think I drove more than 8 feet without clanging this middle, rail to keep the car on. I mean, it was tough. It is tough.
Yeah, the cars probably need a good alignment. Probably by the end of the day.
So
It was fun, though.
it was good. It rained on and off, cleared up a little bit in the afternoon, then started back up again. But
Yes.
we made the best of it. And that was like, I finally felt better that day. Like my vertigo had finally cleared, figures on the rainy day, but whatever. But so we were able to pretty much do everything we wanted to do. And best news ever, I beat you at Buzz Lightyear for the first time ever.
She did.
He's like, "What'd you hit?" I'm like, "I have no idea."
I
But
was
all
ahead,
of a
she hit
sudden,
something and boom,
my score
that's all it
went
took.
from like 2,000 something up to like 600,000. I'm like, I have no idea what I hit, but I was like, hey, I beat you.
I would just like to talk about Buzz Lightyear for a second. Emily and I were placing the little dollar wagers. Like, I'll give you $1 if you beat me. Well, we got frozen, and I just started hitting the one thing, and I almost maxed my score out in like the first 18 seconds. But let's talk about Dad, beating you, or you beating Dad for the first time. This man would demoralize me.
I
was like 9 years old.
I know.
I'd be 9 going on Buzz Lightyear.
I know he'd max the thing out.
He'd max it out like halfway through the ride, and I'm sitting there with my 800 points thinking I'm doing well, and I just look over and I'm just demoralizing.
I will say, let the record reflect, you had vertigo, so I wasn't about to spin the car around too far or too fast. Also.
The excuses. Here they are.
Just throwing it out there.
I said my vertigo was good. That's on you, honey. That is on you. I won. I won fair and square.
You did win fair and square.
There you go. All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, speaking of spinning, I think we need to tell a little. Didn't something happen at Astro Orbiter? Wasn't there?
So she just handed me the mic, so I guess I'm supposed to tell the story. So, we get off the Carousel of Progress, my all-time favorite ride ever. I love the Carousel of Progress.
He's a good kid.
I think I went on it 3 times. I love it. It's the perfect ride to either get out of the rain or get out of the sun. So after that, we just watched the Browns blow it against the Raiders. I was watching that game live in the lines at Disney World. So I'm already in a bad mood now.
Right.
I'm already in a bad mood. The Browns blew it. And so I'm like, hey, Emily, let's go on the Astro Orbiter. She's like, oh, okay, cool, let's go. And so I'm sure the cast member did not mean it like this.
Oh.
I'm sure he didn't.
What's that?
So we get there, and there's 2 of us. All this man had to say, and keep in mind, this dude's probably 2 inches taller than me, about my size. I'm 6 foot, about 275, 280, so I'm a bigger dude. All this dude had to say was, hey, man, you and I are big dudes. You got to sit in separate rockets. It's going to be more comfortable for both of you. There's 0 issue if he says this. 0. Instead, he uses the word choice. Hey, man, listen, my fiance's a big girl, too. You guys sit separately.
Oh.
And it did not... And keep on, Emily is not a big girl by any means. We're going to toss that out there.
No.
Not at all.
And so, you ever hear something and it doesn't process until like 10 minutes later?
Like, did that just happen?
Because it didn't process. I'm like, first off, we went on the ride. Like, we were up there, we're sitting in this rocket spinning you around trying to make you have fun. And that's when it, hits me.
Separate rockets.
Separate rockets. Yes, they were separate rockets. And so, I mean, So we get off the ride. It kind of hits us, and we're in a bad mood for like an hour. I mean, we're walking around the park trying to find something. We did salvage the night. We did have a good end of the night. I think we went on a Big Thunder Mountain at the end of the night, so we did salvage the night. So we get back to the hotel, and I'm ticked, right? I mean, she's upset. Again, I said earlier, if he would have said, "Hey, you and I are both big dudes, you gotta sit separate," there's zero issue. I'm like, "Hey, man, you're probably right. Let's do this."
And you're not even a big guy.
No.
I mean, let's start right there. You guys are not big people.
No, I mean, I got a little. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. Got a beer gut. That's all it is. So we get on this. We get home, and I go to the front desk of the hotel. I'm like, I don't really know what I want at this. I wasn't even trying to get anything. I just wanted someone to know what happened. So I don't know if they talked to the guy because
retraining. They can't fix what they don't know is wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure the dude didn't mean anything bad by it.
That was less than magical what happened right there.
So I go to the front desk, and this guy, oh gosh, what was his name? Might have been Jamie. I don't know. He was great though. He was wonderful. And I get up there. I'm like, listen, man, I'm going to complain, and someone's going to listen to me. And he goes, and he's freaking out. He's like, oh man, well, what happened? And I'm like, listen, it's a park issue. Didn't happen in the hotel. I think he thought it was a hotel issue at first.
Right, of course.
So I explained the situation, and I go, the Astro Orbiter? He goes, I used to work at the Astro Orbiter. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So we go on, and I tell him what happened, and he's horrified. I mean, he is absolutely horrified, feels terrible. And so he goes, will you please follow me? I want to fill out a formal, report. That way this can be fixed. I'm like, all right, sure, man, no problem. And so he does this, and he goes, can you wait here for a second? I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. So he comes back, and he goes, hey, so just a question for you, sir. Are you and your wife snack people? And I go, sir, I just got called fat. Of course I love snacks. What are you talking about? And so he gave both Emily and I like a free snack voucher for the parks, which was really nice. I found it quite comical. I just got called fat. Of course I like snacks. What are you talking about? And so I think we got popcorn. Mackenzie got popcorn at Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like we were like self-conscious, didn't want to eat, but the last day we were there, I mean, we ate a big lunch. The Mongolian beef at the Land was just phenomenal, so I got that again. And then we had Ohana's in the morning. So once you have Ohana's in the morning and you're putting down, 7 Mickey waffles along with all the, everything else, I mean, you're not going to eat much that day anyway. So it was very nice. I mean, Jamie did a great job, taking care of us and trying to, salvage a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll just never forget this man. Yeah, my fiance's big too. Sit separately. Oh, thanks.
Nice. But his fiance's happy.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the next part.
Yeah.
So that's the only real bad thing that happened. And I mean, it's not really, it just is what it is, I guess. I mean, you can't go back and change.
Well, I will say that might be my fault, Steven. I don't know if you remember that you and I went on other Astro Orbiters once when you were little. And while we were in there, I do remember hearing bending steel.
Oh.
So it might have been.
Come on.
That might have been the.
Great damage the structure of the ride.
On that note, I think we need to wrap it up.
We need to wrap it up. So that was our family trip, which actually was, I don't know if we mentioned, it was kind of a family moon.
Yes, it was Stephen and Emily's honeymoon, which we changed to the family moon.
Because we all went.
We did. And my sister and her 2 kids went as well, but we didn't have them here today. But so it was a genuine family moon.
It was a lot of fun.
We had a great time.
We would definitely do it again.
I was just going to ask, would you guys do it again? When do you want to go? When do we need to make reservations?
I'm going.
I think Emily and I are actually trying to go in October. I think we're trying to go down, in October. One nice thing about my job is for teaching, I get 5 personal days a year. So I'm thinking about next October, just kind of taking a week and going down, having a good time. Because there was a lot of stuff we had to miss just because you're only there for 4 days. There is stuff you're going to miss.
For sure.
So we kind of had to make the best of it. I know she wanted to go on the Slink Dog roller coaster. I wanted to go on the Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
So just some stuff that you want to do that, you have to go back and do again. So we're thinking next October we'll head on down.
Sounds good.
I will say, what that means? Food and Wine Festival at Epcot.
Yes, you guys would love that. So
we're in.
There you go.
Awesome. Anyway, everyone, thanks for joining us on the show. Awesome. I'm Tim Scott, Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. If you're thinking of moving down there, do you guys want to live down there? If you do, I got the guy for you. Victor Noraki at Disney at your doorstep. He'd be happy to help you guys find a home down there.
Don't tempt me.
Oh, yes, don't tempt me. Anyway, I'm Tim Scott.
And his lovely wife, Dawn.
And his lovely wife, Dawn. And the lovely newlyweds.
Yes.
You've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.